The Amazon rainforest, the lungs of our earth, a sanctuary of life and a world like no other. Here, in this vast expanse of green, lies a treasure trove of biodiversity, home to countless species that exist nowhere else on the planet. It's a place of beauty, wonder, and awe-inspiring natural power. But today, this paradise faces threats. Rampant deforestation, illegal logging, devastating fires are carving scars into this once pristine land. The Amazon is at a tipping point, and its fate hangs in the balance. Find out how you can help to protect the Amazon. Hello and welcome to a very new adventure here in the Amazon rainforest in Peru. I am actually doing some voluntarily work here for 1 week, and I decided to take you with me to show you a little bit about what my life here looks like, what I'm exactly doing, and also what the project here in the Amazon rainforest is about. I am supporting a project that is called Amazonas, and I found this project on a webpage that is called Worldpackers. I am going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. We then got ready to drive deep into the jungle, but first we needed to sharpen the machetes to later on be able to cut our way free in the old growth jungle. Well, honestly, I'm not sure if that is a safe thing to do for me because I never have sharp knives at home because I always cut myself, so I'm not sure if I'm the best person with a machete in my hand, but I'll give it a try. We are in the conservation area and we are going to enter the jungle now, and we will go towards a river and then get to know the area a little bit better now. The nature here is insanely beautiful. I don't think I've ever been so deep into a jungle before that has not been touched by the hand of a human. This is actually a very unique and super exciting opportunity that I'm having here. Now, when we came here, we actually saw a lot of areas where you can see a lot of plantations of papaya and banana. And that is obviously for the people that live here in this area. Obviously, they have to live from something, but obviously the problem here is that to plant these things, they actually need to cut down the Amazon forest. We all know how important the Amazon rainforest is for our ecosystem, for our air quality worldwide actually. And that is what Danny is doing here. He is trying to prevent that there is more cutting down of the forest than actually necessary. It is totally normal to cut a few things down so that we as humans can also survive and live from something, but there should be a balance, that's for sure, and that is what Danny is taking care of. It's time for me to introduce Daniel to you. He is actually the founder of Amazonas, and he is doing several projects here in the area, conservation projects, and well, I think Daniel, maybe you can tell a little bit more about the projects because you are the expert in that.
Yeah, thank you, Alina, for the interview. Hello everyone, friends and followers of Alina. Welcome to Amazonas. This is our conservation area, which is one part of the project. 55 hectares of completely safe rainforest. Since 10 years I'm living here. I'm working in the rainforest in the Amazon with mostly our second part of the project, which is the animal rescue station, where we receive animals that are injured or have been held as illegal pets. We recover them, and on this area where we are right now, we rewild them once they are healthy and fit to go. Most of the animals are fit to go. Just some have to stay in the rescue center, but most of them will be living here freely again. Also, of course, it is an old growth rainforest, which means that all of the wild animals also live here, not just like the rescue animals, but also the jaguar, the tapir, like so many bird species, lots of fish species. We have otter here in this beautiful river, and all of them find I always say like the centerpiece of their life, because it's the heartbeat, like the river is the heartbeat of each land. On this river, everything on this side is the conservation area already, and the other side is from someone else, and it might be cut down soon. The owner offered us to buy it first before it gets cut down. With this money, we will buy as much as we can on the other side. He won't sell us just a little bit. He said, well, 10 hectares or nothing. So we started a fundraiser to be able to also buy the rest.
What's going to happen to this area if you will not be able to actually buy it?
It's very likely that someone who's in the coca business is like growing coca leaves and will sometimes also in this area selling it to the cocaine cartel, to the drug cartel, will buy it. So it will be deforested, burned, and coca plants might be. It could be anything else. Could be papaya, could be banana. You know, it doesn't have to be coca leaves. It is likely though because the zone that is on the other side of yet another river is full of the coca leaves already. There was a new street built on this side. So the people start to enter, you know, like they come with their motors, they see like, oh, there's a new street, there's like unused land for them. They see like intact rainforest. It's just unused, which is all right. It's understandable. People want to make their living. Also, people from the area, the indigenous community who we work closely together with, and many friends, my conservationist friends who are local from here, don't want to see the rainforest cut because we see not only other possibilities, but also like the responsibility we have globally for the climate that this old growth rainforest, like the highest biodiversity of the world, means for the planet. It's also just like a topic for all of our hearts, you know, that we still preserve these magnificent places.
So I'm going to drop the link of the crowdfunding in the description below. So if you want to support Daniel in his beautiful project, make sure to check out the link. It's a new day here and I thought it is time to tell you a little bit more about how I actually found this project that I'm currently working with. So I did mention yesterday already that there is a webpage that is called Worldpackers, and that is how I actually found this project. On Worldpackers you can actually find various volunteering projects all over the world, and it goes from things such as what I am doing here, like sustainability work. You can work in jungles and rainforests, you can work with animal shelters, and also teach things such as languages or work with children. But there's also the option to actually work with hostels. So you would basically work at a reception in exchange for accommodation and food. In my opinion, Worldpackers is actually a great opportunity to not only get to know people, but also work with locals, meaning you will get to know the culture, the local lifestyle, and also you can practice languages. So in my opinion, it has a lot of advantages and is a very unique way to get to know a country. Now you can find these kind of projects all over the world, and I highly recommend you to check out their website if you're interested in something like that. Make sure to use my code ALINASTRAVELS if you want to sign up for a Worldpackers subscription, or you can also use the link that I will leave in the description below. Now it is time to start the next day, and I will actually show you now the animal shelter. It is a very beautiful and cute place. It is all kept as naturally as possible. You can see a lot of green space here behind me. There are quite a lot of animals here. There are some monkeys, there are some wild pigs, there are tortoises here, and a lot of beautiful birds. Some animals are completely free, like the monkeys for example, and the birds, they can fly wherever they want to, but they actually stay here. Apparently it is kind of like a safe place. Also, of course, they have the food here, but some of them leave during the day and they come back at night. Obviously, the goal of this rescue center here is to always return the animals to their natural habitat, meaning they want to make sure that they can return to their jungle actually. But obviously that is not always possible. It always depends on the condition of the animal and also on its age sometimes. For example, when they stay here for quite a long time, it is sometimes quite hard, or it would even be a little bit dangerous to return them into nature because they are so used to this area and they probably wouldn't survive. So it always depends on the individual animal if they can return them into the jungle or not. And the animals are quite often brought here by local people who, well, found them. Some kept them as a pet for quite some time for whatever reason and realized it's actually a wild animal and not something that you can easily keep at home. Some of them were hurt, some of them lost their parents, sometimes the parents get shot and, well, the little ones, they survive, but obviously cannot survive alone in the jungle, which is why some people are bringing these animals here to the shelter. And I think it is a very beautiful place and a very beautiful work especially. And also we are going to do some work here, of course. Now there's the area for the pigs that is in need of some cleaning, and that's what we are going to do today. I am now at a botanical garden, and this is actually a very special area with a very interesting story and a very beautiful story, because the owner here, he used to be a farmer. And well, I mentioned that before, that one of the problems in the region here is that they cut down the trees in the rainforest to be able to farm their fruits and vegetables and so on, to earn money, and also obviously to have food for themselves. But this farmer here actually decided that he doesn't want to cut down trees anymore. He wants to conserve the rainforest and do something good. And he decided to use his land and to transform it into a botanical garden, which obviously took a lot of time, a lot of years to grow this place. And he's now earning money from tourists that come here to visit his botanical garden. It is a beautiful place. You can see a lot of different plants here in this area. There are colibris here in the garden. It is absolutely stunning and impressive, and I love the story behind this place. By now we are done working, and it's time for the afternoon to enjoy some time here in the botanical garden. And it's day 3 already. Today we are going to an indigenous community that is here in the region, and Daniel is actually doing some community work there. We are getting to know the community and the area a little bit. We are now in a community of indigenous people, and there are more or less 200 families that actually live here on a space that is more or less 36,000 hectares big. That sounds huge, but the people here used to travel around, meaning they were basically exploiting the area in terms of food, permaculture and fishing as well, until there was basically nothing left, and then they used to move around to the next place. Nowadays they only have this area here for themselves where they can live. Because of that, they need to learn how to do agriculture here in one place in a more sustainable way, so that they aren't exploiting everything that is here in the area. And there are a few projects going on that are meant to teach to, well, basically do agriculture in a more sustainable way. The people here, they have their own language. Actually, there are 3 different languages spoken here in this area. This first part where we are in currently is open for tourists. And there is another part that is like deeper in the forest, and that is not open for tourists because people there are just not open for it. They just don't want to receive tourists. But here in the first part, you have to pay a bit of a fee, and then you can enter, and people are willing to show you how they live and so on, which is very interesting. And that also helps them to actually, well, live basically, because obviously they also depend on a few things in the city. Actually, the people here, they used to live in the city, but they had to move, or they decided to move further into the jungle when the Spanish arrived. There were several conflicts, and well, they just felt safer here in the jungle. We are here now in an area that has actually been built for biologists that were meant to come here, but unfortunately they never came. And as you can see, all these buildings here have been constructed with natural materials such as wood. And obviously we are in the rainforest. It is extremely humid here. And if there is no one who maintains the buildings, they get destroyed little by little. And you can see that there are some rooftops that are coming down here, and these buildings basically cannot be used anymore. And here we are again. Today we are going to a biological center that is here in the area. We are going to explore it a little bit and see what the research at this place is about. It is a beautiful green space. You notice a lot that there's money available here at this space. Obviously there are a lot of investors for places like this one here, because they do all kinds of research about the rainforest, research with plants, with animals, for medicine, for example, as well. So yes, there are a lot of people investing into this place. There's also an area for tourists with beautiful lodges and a beautiful view over a lake. Actually very beautiful place, very interesting to see this. We are going to explore it a little bit further. Daniel is working together with this station sometimes when it comes to setting free some animals, for example, or when biologists want to actually see the real jungle, because this area here, it has been basically destroyed and rebuilt, but this is not a primary jungle anymore. You can see the difference of this area and where we've been on the first day, for example, where it looks a lot wilder. Obviously, there's a lot more symbiosis between plants, different kinds of plants, and also animals. And that is missing here. So for research reasons, it is quite important for the biologists here to work with people like Daniel, because obviously he can show them the real part of the jungle. And also at some points they can learn about the animals in the animal shelter. So there they can also do some research for the animals. You've now seen all of the different parts of this area that we were able to see, and also you've seen different parts of the project of Amazonas. One part is the conservation of the rainforest, obviously. Then there's permaculture and the animal shelter, and also, and I think for me this is the most important part, that is the community work that they do here. Because obviously it is super easy to say, do not destroy the rainforest, do not cut down the trees. It is easy to say that, but harder to actually do that, because obviously people here need to live from something. So what I really like about Daniel's work is that he does a lot of community work, he does a lot of workshops with people here, with the locals here, and he also offers them a solution, because he offers them to basically bring tourists. Every time, for example, when we went to the indigenous people, we also had to pay a small fee so that they earn a little bit of money. And that can be like the replacement for destroying more and more of the rainforest. So that is my favorite part here, clearly, that Daniel doesn't only do his work, his projects, and he doesn't only, blame people basically by doing things wrong or anything like that. It's not at all like that. He is super understanding, and he is trying to involve the locals into his projects and to find a solution together. And that is, I think, the most beautiful part of this project. Now, for me, this Worldpackers experience was a very fun one, a very educational one. I learned a lot. I've seen things that I would have never ever seen without doing this voluntary work here. Now, for you, a little reminder, in case you're interested in one of the Worldpackers experiences, whether it is something like what I have been doing here in the rainforest, or whether you prefer to work in a hostel or work with children or teach a language, whatever it is, if you want to experience something like that, get in touch with locals, save some money because you are working and you will get an accommodation in return. Whatever it is you want to do, make sure to check out the link in the description below, because if you want to sign up for a Worldpackers subscription, you will actually get a discount with the link or by using the code ALINASTRAVELS. Now, I hope you also enjoyed my little experience, my little jungle adventure here. If you did, make sure to leave me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, because I am not done here in Peru. I'm going to show you various places of the country, so make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.